Well, a great afternoon, great evening, great morning to each of you, wherever you are tuning in from today. We are so excited. I'm excited to have you on today, and it is a pleasure and an honor to be before you. So please invite, tag, share this podcast. I am going to give an official introduction. But those of you who are listening to the replay, welcome to the replay. This WOMBman is extremely excited to have you on, and welcome, of course, officially on behalf of myself to the month of September. It is truly a September to remember, and this is definitely a season of birthing. For those of y'all who don't know, season of birthing. I know typically with women birthing, but we all are birthing something. Prayerfully, you're birthing visions, dreams, and all of those great things. So this is a season of birthing. Welcome to the month of birthing, September. Hopefully, you are a member, September to remember, as well as a season of harvest. This is time for harvest. Some of us have been sowing seeds for seasons, for months. And now it is the time to prepare for your harvest. So this WOMBman, and I will definitely go more into detail about it a little bit later on, is extremely grateful to have you on. For those of you all who are on, if you could definitely please let me know who you are and where you are joining from. I will definitely start off with, first of all, if you all have never seen me and you're wondering, well, who is this WOMBman? So glad you asked. My name is Tori Marshall, and I bring you greetings from the best city in the United States, in the world, I say, and the best side, South Side, best side always, the city of Chicago. City of Chicago, South Side of Chicago, born and raised, and bringing you greetings from Chicago, Illinois, this afternoon, this evening, wherever part of the world you're joining us from. So please send out your information. Please let me know where you're joining from, and definitely got some exciting information to share. And so I know if this is your first week, I know that some of you all have already started, like maybe a month ago. The store started literally about May or June. So if you were not ready, you needed to get ready. And that is back to school. I say BTS, like in the month of June, so that people won't get a little bit too frazzled. So officially, welcome back to school. I know everybody should be in school, is in session all across throughout the world by now. And with that being said, definitely want to lift up the state of Georgia, just with the shooting that took place on yesterday and just the lives that were lost. Just reading the stories of teachers, of children that were in that school building, trying to get an education, trying to get higher learning, and then safety was definitely not there. And of course, just lifting up all of those families, the school, the staff, the administration. School just got started officially, so definitely want to lift them up in prayer in Georgia and just all throughout the country, as well, as that is always of the most importance. And so even as I was saying back to school, you all, I realized school is in session, things of that nature. But for my life, for those who are just joining, I'm Tori Marshall, Chicago, Illinois, bringing you greetings. I realized for my life that school never stopped for me. I was always in session, and I'm finally realizing that the Lord put that before me, that I was always learning. I was always in teachable moments. I was always in environments of constant learning. And of course, it started from home. So if those of you all who have not followed me on social media, if you haven't, go ahead and do so now. I am a woman of God. I am a wife to my honorable husband, Samuel Chad Marshall. I'm the true GOAT, and I'm not talking about greatest of all times. That's common, and I didn't marry common. But my God-ordained anointed trailblazer, truly praise God for him. I am a sister. I am an aunt, a faithful, dedicated aunt. I am a sister. I'm not even a friend. I'm a sister that will ride till the spokes fall off. And my definition of even a friend is definitely a sister. And I praise God for the sisters that uphold me. And so I am grateful that I'm also blessed to be a minister of Christian education. I'm praising God for that opportunity. New Faith Baptist Church International, Matson, Illinois. Truly grateful for that opportunity to be amongst great leaders, great trailblazers. I'm also just an educator, and I also am grateful to be partnering with Johnny Coleman Academy and just exuding those gifts there. So go JCA. I'm excited and honored and grateful. And so it's just a lot of great movement for me. And I am honored and grateful to be a part of those movements. And I'm also blessed to serve as the president, not-for-profit, His Servant Network, Hope Ignite Soar. I'm grateful to serve as the board president in our third year. And we are a board that is filled with just genuine fellowship, innovation, creativity from all across the country. So we've got representation from Illinois, from Georgia, from Tennessee, from Oklahoma City. And I'm telling you, that is definitely something that I'm also honored and blessed to serve as not just the board president, but also one of the founding members. And I'm also, also put a comma next to it. Also, I'm blessed to serve as the founder and mental health strategist of Mosaic Wellness Company. That is definitely formed and fashioned by God. I did not sign up for it. I did not launch out into saying this is what I wanted to do. From the brokenness of the loss of my mom in 1996, the Lord put those broken pieces together and created something beautiful. So it's wellness for the mind, and it's a mindset movement. And so if you have not joined me over at YouTube, follow me on Mosaic Wellness Company. And there are some videos there that really offer some powerful mindset strategies. And we're all in this thing together. And so getting back to school being in session, I realized that school is always in session for me. Constantly learning, constantly in groups that are learning, challenging me to higher learning. But I will say that the learning first got started on the south side of Chicago. And so because of that, it was life. And life was a master class for me because I was always learning. I always saw teachable moments throughout the day. And so because of that, there is a certain professor. Not for certain, for those of you all who have seen some information I put out on social media, on my Facebook page, as well as on my Instagram page, TikTok. Thank you all for following me. There's a certain professor that is truly a professor of life's masterclass. I know you're probably thinking I'm getting ready to share a professor that's at Harvard or at some other institution, whether it is in-state, out-of-state, Yale, whether it's my alma mater, Elite Hampton University. I know you're like, well, who's this professor? Well, for those of y'all who don't know, the professor is my mom. My mom was a true master class life professor. And I am going to say that she was an educator. And there's a difference. There's a difference between being a teacher and an educator. Now, my mom's profession was a teacher for 37 years. She was, to me, the most dope-alicious, baddest kindergarten and first grade teacher ever. Hands down. There's no debate. She just was bad. And there's a reason why I know she was, because I saw the fruit of it. And that is why this WOMBman, something was birthed in her womb from the beginning. And I'll go into that a little bit more in depth. So she was an elementary school educator at Curtis Elementary School, South Side, Chicago, Best Side. But a teacher teaches. But I was blessed to look up what educator means. I said, let's dig deeper about educator. So under the definition of educator, you'll see all these synonyms. And I'm just going to highlight a few of them. So some of them are mentor, guide, a master, a schoolmaster, a coach, an usher, a counselor. My mom was all of those things and beyond. And that is why I call her an educator, because I constantly learned from my mom, even to this day. My mom passed away October 18th, 1996. And I still am learning and gleaning those gems of wisdom. And others are as well. There's so many people that still say a lot of her statements, a lot of her gems of wisdom, even her students. And I'll go more into that about in detail, and how this is literally the WOMBman has literally launched and birthed this whole movement that I'm going to share with you in a little bit. And so she was a teacher by profession. but she was an educator that was formed and fashioned by God. My mom could just be in sheer conversation with somebody, whether she was grocery shopping, whether she was in the parking lot, whether she was running errands or at the bank. My mom was just an educator, and just through simple conversation, I saw her be able to encourage someone, to give them strategies, and it wasn't forceful. It was just authentic conversation. And so that is what we all are in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I realize my mountain is education. I'm just in education in every area of my life. And so from that, I hope and pray that, class is officially in session now because I want to share with you some of the things that my mom did, and tie this into also another post I put up when I was younger, about what Wednesday really, really means. And so I know that there's a particular phrase about Wednesday, but I'm going to go into more of what this Wednesday really, really looks like, and then the birthing of something that God truly orchestrated for such a time as this. And so I want to go back to just some teachable moments as my mom being an educator. And then also just talking about the days of the week. So I know we learned about the days of the week growing up, whether it was at home or at school or maybe your grandparents. Somewhere down the line, you learned the days of the week. But yesterday was always a pivotal day. I know tomorrow is Friday. I say Friday. But before you get to Friday Eve, which is today, Thursday, there is a day of the week a lot of people call Wednesday. But for some people, they call it, and you can share in the chat, hump day. Exactly. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. You have arrived to the middle of the week. And so let's talk about that. There was a post that I put up on Wednesday. I was younger. I think I was about 6 years old at that time. And I had my little face on it. I was intentional, kind of looking back. I don't know, somebody might have said something, but I had a little intentional face. But I had a little statement. I said, is this a worry Wednesday or a winning Wednesday? And I don't spell Wednesday and winning the same way. I said winning, W-I-N-N-I-N-G, then Wednesday. Winning is the same, but Wednesday is different, W-I-N-S-D-A-Y. And I thank you all for joining and sharing your information and your insights. Majority of you all of you all said, well, I'm winning today. I am winning. And so with that date of Wednesday, being the middle of the week, statistics have shown, and I did some research because I know there are times where you see different types of movements or social media teachings on Tuesdays, or you see them on Mondays at the beginning of the week, or you see them on Fridays. And that is definitely whatever the Lord has assigned them to do. But the Lord had me focus on Wednesday. Wednesday throughout the week is actually the most stressful day of the week. I was very shocked by that. And I dug a little deeper. Once again, learning moments. And so as I dug deeper, statistics have shown that the reason why Wednesday is the most stressful day of the week is because you realize that there are deadlines that you have to meet. Friday has not arrived yet, and you're barely making it to Wednesday, the middle of the week. And so a lot of times people say it's hump day. I've seen people even ask the question, it's only Wednesday? And so one of the gems of wisdom that my mom shared with me, and a lot of people, she would always say, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. So I'm going to say this statement and it's this question, and I want you to hear the tone and the way that I say it. It's only Wednesday versus if you're winning, oh, it's only Wednesday. I said the same statement. I said the same question. Is it Wednesday? It's only Wednesday? It's only Wednesday? Exactly. That means, guess what? If you're winning, guess what? I got 2 more days to maximize this work week. I have 2 more days to maximize my potential. And so instead of trying to just barely get through, you see all these deadlines. By the time Friday arrives, a lot of you have mentally checked out. You are drained mentally. You're drained physically. You have all these demands, and you're just really trying to get through. And so when we focus on that middle of the weekday, which is Wednesday, and then you're understanding let's tie this all together with my mom, being an educator and all those things. Now, every Thursday, you're going to see a different podcast from the Mindset Matters podcast. So this is the Mindset Matters podcast. Welcome back to school. There are certain things that the Lord was putting before me to expound upon in terms of just the arena of the school, the environment, some of the things that I learned that the Lord showed me, some of the things that my mom did. But before I even got to that, the Lord said, there's a strategic thing that your mom did even before you got to school. There was a strategic arena that was truly environmental in shifting the trajectory of my mom's life as well as mine. And so I saw it for myself. And one of the things that my mom, and I said, WCW is usually Women Crush Wednesday. So let's kind of go into more of that a little bit. Because I said in my post that my mom crushed it. She went beyond a Women's Crush Wednesday. And so because of that, my mom, I say, is a WCW. She's a WOMBman Conquering Wednesday. WINSDAY. Why would you say that? She conquered every single day of her life. Every day she found a way to conquer, and not just for herself, but for everybody that's attached to her. And so my mom included and incorporated a strategic movement even at her school. Yes, it was a Chicago public school. What does that mean? Chicago public to the school means that you can't go in doing this particular movement. But my mom had a strategy. And my mom prayed. Yes, she did. Now, you could take maybe the prayer out of other people, but you couldn't take prayer out of my mom. And so I saw my mom with these strategies. Now, I did not attend the same school she taught, but the days that I had off of at my school, I would go with my mom to her school. And so I saw it. Now, she didn't do this just once a week. She didn't say, well, let's just kind of, come together once a week, and then we got this for the rest of the day. She's like, no, I need God every day. This is not going to be able to work. And so what people didn't realize is that she turned off a row of lights. And it appeared that nobody was in that room. Oh, but on the other side, type in the other side. The other side, she had two of her other colleagues, and they came together, and they huddled up. So, sometimes you see at certain stores, oh, let's do a huddle. No, they huddled on the other side. And they would get there and huddle about 15 minutes before the school doors opened. And what did they do? They prayed. She said, I can't make it until I pray. And mind you, she already prayed at home before she even got to school. I saw it for myself. She said, before I give myself to any other person or project or any of those things, I have to understand that prayer is going to be the strategy. And every single day, Monday through Friday, she finished Friday strong, because even on Wednesday, guess what? She was winning. Thursday, she was winning. Friday, she was winning. And then I even saw my mom with another prayer strategy, and the children didn't know it. But as they were leaving out, she would just gently, just tap their shoulder, and gently just kind of tap their back and just say, have a great day. I'm just giving out examples of names. Have a great day, Tracy, or have a great day, Charles, have a great day, just as examples. But what I realized she was doing was she was praying for them. And there is a true labor that comes with that tool. To the point is, how do I know? I'm so glad you asked. When my mom passed away in October 18th, 1996, when she had her first homegoing service here in Chicago, as people were filing past her, they were coming up to us, and even afterwards, and they said, because of your mom, I gave my life to the Lord. Those are her students in kindergarten and first grade. How did that happen? I'm so glad you asked. They said, we said, really? They said, yes. They said, your mom believed in me. Your mom never doubted us. Your mom had the school classroom where I was comfortable. She always encouraged me. She never doubted us. She always supported us. And she would always listen to us. I would come and share stories about just my family life situation. She always had a listening ear. It might have said room 220. But in that room, my mom turned that into a sanctuary. And so because of that, that's why I say for her, it was a WOMBman Conquering Wednesday. That's the true WCW. And not Wednesday that you usually spell it. Wednesday, WINSDAY. Because you got to know right now it's Thursday. You have to know you're already winning. You have to have a winning mindset, and it is my hope and prayer that it's all throughout the week. Even when she got sick and cancer infused her body, she still made the decision that she was going to win. And of course, she got the ultimate win because now she's gone on to glory. She has gone on to glory, and my mom is a true masterclass life professor. She was an educator, and she educated just people in conversation. Her legacy still lives on. I could be in a grocery store, or I could even be out in the neighborhood. I remember your mom, and your mom would always just say something nice to me. She would always encourage me. That is what winning looks like from a WOMBman, because guess what? It was already in her womb. She had a labor womb. And so when you see that class always stays in session, if you really are a lifelong learner, you'll get teachable moments all throughout the day. I know I do. And so because of that, class stays in session. And I am excited to share with you the launching of how this all came to be, and what does Wednesday and winning and your mom being a professor and this labor womb. Yes, I know. Oh, you mean labor room? No, labor womb. Because this was a job. Not just for my mom, but guess what? It got infused to me. Because as myself and my brother, we would go to school. What would my mom do? She would pray over us. Now this is old school. She got, I don't know if people still do it, but I think they do. But my mom got that old school blessed oil. My pencils were greasy, nice and oily. My forehead was greasy and it was oily because my mom would anoint us and she would cover us, and I say bathe us in prayer. And I know to this very day that I am still living off of the prayers of my mom and even my grandmother. I know that my grandparents, that somebody prayed for me, had me on their what? Mind? Absolutely. And not just me, but countless of other students, countless of her friends, just her other people, her circle of friends. And so because of that, I am grateful, and that labor of love from the womb has now manifested into this day. This was her first job. Oh, you mean your job as a teacher? No, that was just her teaching job, and what she was grateful for. But before she even got that job, she took prayer seriously. It was her job. She was on it day in and day out. I know that you all have probably heard that scripture, pray without ceasing. My mom did that very, very well. And so now it has become a part of my life from the beginning, even to this day. I know a lot of times I heard people say, oh yeah, you're the lady that prays. If that's what you know me by, perfect. Now, my birth name on the certificate is Sori. Oh, you the woman that prayed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even while I was in college, I was grateful that I did not submit an essay. I did not go out and tell anybody anything. When you have this type of lifestyle, I recognize that it just authentically shows. I did not go all across the university at Hampton University. I just want to let you know that I pray. And word got out that I like to pray. And so sure enough, these pieces of paper would start sliding underneath my door. Can you pray for me for this test? Can you pray for me for my family? Or there was a little reader board on the outside of the door. I didn't say, put your prayer request. I started looking, and the little whiteboard, people start putting prayer requests down. And the Lord is like, catch that. And then I was assigned in Student Christian Association at Hampton University. I did not submit anything. I didn't go to anybody. The leader came up to me and they said, we have been going forth in prayer, and we want you to see if you'll be willing to accept the position of chaplain. For me, that was an honor. What was my responsibility? My responsibility at Hampton University as a college student, what did I have to do? My responsibility was morning prayer and noonday prayer at 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I took that seriously. I didn't pass that on to anybody. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, as you can see, this was birthed in prayer. My mom, WOMBman, this was a lifestyle for her. Now it has caught on to me since childhood. And now those doors will open for you. And guess what? I've always said this, and the Lord told me this. He said, you take care of my business, I take care of your business. Because guess what? His business, my business is his business anyway. So all that to say was, for those 3 years, from sophomore year into my senior year, I never missed a day. There were times in that chapel at 6 a.m. in the morning, fully dressed, because after that I had to go to class. But I never missed a class. I never had to exchange a class with somebody. I never had to bypass or skip it. And I know that without a shadow of a doubt, God honored that. And I was actually blessed to graduate a semester early. Now, I did study. Now, I don't play that. But I know God opened up this divine door where somebody stood in the gap for me, and they didn't even have to do it. And because of that, that door opened for me. And so because of that, I wanted to share that with you to say that if you have not established any form of what prayer is, or what if prayer does mean anything to you, or if you had a prayer life and now you're like, I'm doubting prayer, I don't know, well, look no further, because guess what? The Lord began to get my attention. And he said, before you talk about all these other elements about school, and get ready, join the podcast next week, because there's going to be some great teachings, once again, from the master professor, my mom, that you don't want to miss. And so because of that, I want to leave you with these top 3 takeaways. And then I'm going to make the announcement at the end. So the first takeaway, the question is, what is birthing in your mind, in your own labor womb? So your mind is a womb. It creates things. What are you actually birthing? Are you birthing fear, anxiety, worry, and doubt every day? Well, I'm birthing. Are you? Or are you birthing love, visions, dreams, faith, boldness to step out and do things? It's already September to the 5. Got 5 on it. We do not have that much more time until before the year 2024 is over. What are you birthing in the womb of your mind? That's the first takeaway. And definitely, I would love to hear your insight in the comment section. What is that? If you know, share, because we're looking forward to hearing the feedback from you. The second thing is prayer being used. Let prayer be used as a strategy in your life. Use prayer as a strategy. People know me, I'm going to pray about it first. And from prayer, I get the clarity, I get the next steps. I see, is this a good decision or a God decision? Is this a good move or a God move? And so prayer is proactive. And I know a lot of times people use it as reactionary. Well, Lord, if you get me out of this, God, let me go to you first. Because you know how this thing is going to play out way better than whatever I would even put together. So use prayer as a strategy in your life. If you don't use prayer as a strategy, let me know why. Do you feel like you're doubtful, or I don't believe in the power of prayer? Please share that in the chat. And then 3, this is the third takeaway. What areas in your life you need prayer to equip you with the strategies to be the true WCW? And this for all my women out here. WOMBman Conquering Wednesday. WINSDAY. What areas in your life? Do an assessment. So do an assessment in areas of your life that you know, I need prayer to equip me in this. What are those areas? And if you don't know, no worries. Because these are the questions that the Lord is saying, let's create a platform so that we can journey together to get these answers. And so from my mom being the master professor, from her understanding this WOMBman had a lifestyle of prayer, and that prayer really equipped her and empowered her to live her life to the fullest. And I know Miles Monroe always said this. He said, I want to die empty. My mom died on Beyond Eat. She gave everything. She went all out. And so I am excited to introduce to you all the WCW WOMBman Conquering Wednesday prayer experience. This is going to be a group. It's going to be through Facebook. This is an opportunity and a platform starting next week, Wednesday. And what is the date? 9/11. I didn't even plan that out. I really didn't. It just so happened God divinely aligned that. So it's going to be a clarion sound the alarm. 9/11. Every Wednesday, we are going to make it a winning Wednesday. We're not going to say hump day. We're not going to get on and just complain and just, I don't know how I'm going to make it through. This is going to be via Zoom. This is going to be a special Facebook group page for WOMBman. Because women, when we unite, I always say we can turn this world inside out, as you can see. The season of suddenlies. Need I say anymore? Put a comma behind that? Yes. And so there's going to be a special Facebook group page for you to join. It's going to be via Zoom. It's going to be at 5 a.m. in the morning. I know you can say, oh, why can't it be later on in the day? Before you give your day to anybody else, let's come together and strategize. So this is not a platform or a space where you're just giving your prayer request. Okay, well, now we'll go into prayer. No. This is going to give the strategies and also answer the questions. So if you are saying, you know what, I don't have a desire to pray, or I used to have a desire to pray, or I'm fearful that my prayers are not going to get answered, this is where the strategies for the mind, because when you have a mind to pray, you'll pray whether you feel is good or it's not so good. Prayer will be a lifestyle for you, and you'll have a no excuse approach. I don't care if I had a bad morning, that doesn't mean I'm going to have a bad day. And so why? Because I'm going to constantly get the strategies that you're going to need for yourself. So you won't have to wait for a particular person or wait for a particular day. Okay, I know that's when I'll be able to get with somebody and pray. You're going to be able to really trailblaze a path for your own self and be able to say, you know what? I have prayer strategies in my life that's going to make me what? A WOMBman that's really going to birth things and be able to stay on the path that God has for me. And so I'm excited about the true WCW WOMBman Wednesday, WOMBman Conquering Wednesday, WINSDAY experience. It's not a class, but it's going to be an experience. But it's definitely going to be an opportunity for a safe space for each of you to be able to share your prayer requests, share your praise reports, and be able to get definitely strategies, words of wisdom throughout the week from myself. And I'm excited for you all to join the journey with me. So that is what the true WCW is, from my mom, the professor herself, my mom, Martha Tyler, and the Lord just began to orchestrate this in front of me. And he said, this is what is needed for such a time as this. And for those of y'all who don't know me, I know I said Tori is my name, but my name is really obedience. I obey God. This was not something that I had on my calendar. This is not something that, oh, this day I'm going to launch. And I had decided in January, when God moves, I move just like that. And so here we are. And I'm excited for each of you to join and journey with me. WOMBman, please definitely share this information. I'll be sending out the Facebook group invite to all of you. It's open to all women. Please join in, and I will definitely let you know that if you were kind of wondering or figuring that, I'll just wait till 2025. This year is not looking good for me. It's already September. Don't count God out. And God is saying, don't count yourself out. There's still time. But the main piece to all of this schooling and all this thing and all the education that I received, the Lord showed me that my mom labored in prayer. It was work, but it was a labor of love for her. And I am still seeing the effects of those prayers. And so join me on this journey. Be on the lookout for the Facebook group page for you all to sign. Hello, how are you, Blythe? Oh my goodness, I just talked about Hampton University. My Hamptonian sister, Blythe. Oh my goodness, she's on. I'm so glad you joined, Blythe. Thank you so much. She has been a true sister. When my mom passed, Blythe was here. They flew from Hampton to be with me here in Chicago and in Arkansas when I laid my mom to rest. That is what you need. And I mean, Blythe, even to this day, she was like, I'm praying for you. Even when my dad passed in December of last year, she's like, I am praying for you. And I am just so grateful that God orchestrated our paths. We just thought we was enrolling at Hampton University, but God said, no, I'm divinely aligning you. And I'm just excited. And I'm grateful for you, Blythe. I just praise God for you, and you truly played a pivotal moment in my life, even to this very, very day. So love you so much, Blythe. Thank you for joining. And she's bringing greetings from the East Coast. And so I'm glad from coast to coast, we're all in this together. And so if you can definitely go to my website, also mosaicwellnesscompany.com.org. You can actually purchase one of these WOMBman t-shirts. You want to get defined. And you want to get the true definition. Like I said, my mom was a WOMBman. And she was a WOMBman who birthed prayer and birthed this legacy. Now the mantle is on me. And I know it's always been there. But Lord is like, you need to showcase it. And so I want to read to you. This is the definition that the Lord gave me. I did not, come up with this cute little master class of like a brainstorming session. The Lord gave it to me. I wrote it down. And so, WOMBman, it says the innate power within a woman to conceive, nurture, and birth to fruition. There's no premature births in this one. There's no premature deaths in this one. Let me say that. Might be some premature births, but you're going to get nurture. So the innate power within a woman to conceive, nurture, and birth to fruition, the visions and dreams formed through the spiritual womb. And womb stands for worship, overcome, manifest, bold. This is the WOMBman that you want to be. And if you haven't gotten defined, or you letting other people or other situations define you, now it's time to get redefined. And so please visit the website. It comes in pink, and I'm rocking the pink. It also comes in brown, and then on the back it has Mosaic Wellness Company. Join this movement. Be on the lookout for the Facebook link to the Facebook group page. Thank you all for sharing your time on today. Thank you for those of you all who are joining the replay. We are excited about this movement. I am honored to serve as, like I said, a WOMBman of obedience. The Lord told me to do it. I'm going to do it. And so 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, get ready, WOMBman, to join us next week, Wednesday, every Wednesday, to have the true WCW, WOMBman Conquering Wednesday, WINSDAY. My mom showcased it. She was winning every day of her life, and that's what the Lord wants that for us. So let's not get to Wednesday just already drained and I don't know if I can make it. No, it's only Wednesday. Yes. You see my projection, remember, like my mom says, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Right. So guess what? It's Thursday and Friday, and we can finish the work week strong and celebrate on fulfilling purpose and destiny in our lives. I love each and every one of you. I always say, don't make it a good day, but make it a God day. Continue to stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, Mosaic Wellness Company on YouTube, please definitely do that. Let me know what the top 3 takeaways are from this podcast for you. And I definitely shared it in the podcast. You can definitely go back and review it. And definitely share what your top 3 takeaways. We're all in this journey together. And I always say prayer does not change some things, but prayer changes everything. It's the foundation to provide the clarity, the strength, the next steps, the divine connections, and don't make good moves. But when you win, and on Winning Wednesday, you make God moves. And that's how God wants us to move. So love you all. Make it a God day, and continue to join this movement and be the WOMBman that God has called you to be. Love you all so much.